Okay, so on to question 12. Maria is the principal of the International Municipal School. She has employed Paolo, a systems analyst, to create a new database system to store records of her final year IGCSE students. Examples of the details which will be stored are, well, we've got a name, some kind of ID, the gender, a number, and then whether or not they are leaving. And then we have to complete the following table by entering the field names and the most appropriate data type for each field. And for any numeric field, we have to specify the type of number. So that's saying, that last bit's just saying we have to do whether it's integers or not, basically. Okay, so we've got name as our first field. And so the data type for name is going to be text, I would imagine. I'm sure you can get away with alphanumeric and other things like this, but text, if we keep with the access stuff for now. Our next one is this A3058. So let's just call that ID. And it's also going to be text. And after that, male, female, and it tells us on the data type that it's a Boolean. So I'm going to have gender, and it's going to be a Boolean. And then it gives us height as well, but doesn't tell us the data type. Height, and we've got 161, 177, 173, 172. So we know that it's not a double, as we would call them in Access. We know that it is an integer. Oops, integer. Or access would be a long integer, is what we'd be using there, but we can just put integer. Because it's a whole number, there's no decimal points. And finally, the tricky one, and it's leaving or staying on to the sixth form. Staying on to the sixth form, leaving. So there are only two options there. But we need to give it a name. So there's only two options. So before we do that, it's probably going to be Boolean. And oops, I messed that up entirely. Let's try again. Give it a name. We'll call it plans. Okay, plans seems to work. Okay, something like that. This one you could possibly, I think most appropriate is going to be Boolean because there are only two options. I guess some people will probably put text down there though, so be careful. Okay, and B. Paolo wishes to save storage space. He does not change the name field. Okay, this is stuck where it is. And but decides that two other fields could have their data shortened. Apart from the name field, identify the two other fields and describe how the contents will be shortened. So we have to basically find a way of saving a little bit of space in the database. Not entirely confident about this one, but I would guess that it's going to be our two Boolean ones because the name we're not allowed to change, the ID is going to be totally fixed, and the number for the height, which is a very random piece of information thrown in here. Why you have to know a student's height, who knows? But with the heights, there's nothing we can shave off the ends. So, but with, let's say the first field that we're going to change is going to be gender, and oops, sorry, I'm putting this in the wrong place. We're going to change the gender, and we're going to shorten male / female to F. And field 2, we're going to, which is leaving field. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different ways we could do this. We could maybe shorten it to leaving yes, no. Because there's only these two options, or we could just change it to leave, stay. I'm going to stick it in as leaving, yeah, oops, yes, no. Okay, because that's much shorter than staying on to the sixth form. That seems far too long. Okay, although, like I said, it might, maybe you want to still keep some meaning in it, and you could stay, leave. Again, it's much shorter, so you could argue something like that. Okay, and oh no, that's not number 12. We still got one more part to do, and which is this. There is no key field set. Maria's secretary typed the data in the data. Oh, sorry, typed in the data to the database in this order. And basically, sorry, I don't have the thing to show you, and I don't know the legality of showing you the paper straight off here. Basically, you've got the same details, but they're jumbled up before. Okay, Maria can get the data back into the original order by sorting the data using one field. Write down the name of the field and the order which it will be sorted. So if we go back to the original, we could say, okay, is the name alphabetical? No, it's not. What's the next one? Okay, there's this ID field, which is A, B, C. Starting to look suspiciously like it's going to be that one. So the key field, we're going to say, of course you should check the others in case there's anything that makes more sense, but because it's getting late here, I'm going to jump onto that one. And I'm going to say that the field I'm going to change is going to be the ID. Maybe you call it student ID or something, it depends on what you want. And the order we're going to do is, we're going to change it to be ascending order. And just to make sure they get it, A to Z, 1 to 9. We can maybe put something like that in after as well, because it's going to, yeah, no, it's just really A to Z because it's doing it by the, no, it is doing it followed by the numbers. So ascending order, A to Z, comma, 1 to 9. Okay, and hopefully that should be enough to get us all of the points from that section. This one, though, at the beginning, this is where we get most of our points, 7 points, which is quite a lot for a data types question and field names. So again, this is quite one that's come up again and again in the past, so I don't think we could complain too much about this particular question. My only question mark is this one here. I'm pretty sure it's Boolean, but if you disagree with me, and you have a good reason, of course, then please let us know in the comments, and people can talk it out before the marking scheme turns up. All right.